Welcome back to this deep dive into the course. We've been on quite the journey together exploring its teachings, and, well, today we arrive at a particularly significant lesson.
Yeah, we'll start, as always, by engaging directly with the text itself.
Lesson 99.
Salvation is my only function here. The relationship between salvation and forgiveness, their shared implication of something having gone wrong, and the paradoxical nature of this perceived wrongness. The concept of salvation as the borderland between truth and illusion, its role in escaping illusions, and its distinction from ultimate truth. The challenge of reconciling illusions and truth within a mind that perceives separation from God as real. The question of what unites the separated mind and thoughts with mind and thought, which are forever one, and the nature of the plan that undoes illusions without attack and with no touch of pain, originating from a thought of God. The role of the Holy Spirit in holding God's plan, its timeless source, yet operation within time due to our belief in time, and the Holy Spirit's unwavering perspective on our perceived reality versus the truth of God's love. The power of the thought that brings illusions to truth, its function in saving and forgiving, and the entrusting of this plan to us alongside the Holy Spirit, culminating in the mantra, "Salvation is my only function here. God still is love, and this is not his will." Encouragement to practice the idea of the lesson, recognizing the freedom within its words, acknowledging God's love and the unreality of a world of pain as his will, and the importance of forgiving the thought that he willed suffering. The reminder that the darkened parts of the mind belong to God and should be open to his light, leading to the realization of the oneness of our minds with his, and the truth that we are his one son. Instructions for the longer practice periods, beginning with, "Salvation is my only function here." Salvation and forgiveness are the same, followed by turning to the Holy Spirit for guidance and overcoming fear, and recognizing our true self as love, and forgiving thoughts that oppose our completeness, unity, and peace. The assurance of a special message capable of removing all doubt and fear, reinforced by the truth that appearances cannot withstand the power of salvation is my only function here. God still is love, and this is not his will. The reminder that our only function signifies our oneness, and the instruction to repeat salvation is my only function here throughout the day to facilitate forgiveness and allow love to reveal our identity as the Son of God.
Okay, so lesson 99 really dives right into some crucial points. I mean, that opening statement alone, salvation is my only function here, it's so concise yet so potent. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you're right. It really sets the stage for the entire lesson, doesn't it? It highlights the singular purpose, this essential role we have in this perceived reality.
And then there's this emphasis on salvation and forgiveness being identical. That's always struck me as a really profound concept. How can two seemingly different things be the same?
Right. It might seem counterintuitive at first, but the key lies in understanding how the Course defines these terms. Both point to a perceived error, this idea that something has gone wrong. But the error isn't in the world out there, it's in our perception.
So it's not about being saved from some external punishment or escaping a literal hellfire. It's about correcting a mistaken viewpoint.
Exactly. It's about recognizing the unreality of what we thought went wrong. It's an internal shift, a change in perspective.
And that's where the whole concept of illusion comes in.
Absolutely. The Course posits that this world we experience, with all its suffering and separation, isn't ultimately real. It's a construction of the mind, a projection of our fear and guilt.
So salvation is about seeing through those illusions, right? Escaping the dream, so to speak.
In a way, yes. But it's important to note that salvation, as described in the lesson, is more like a borderland, a transition point between the illusion and the ultimate truth. It doesn't necessarily grant us full access to the truth itself.
I see. It helps us navigate this illusory world while recognizing its lack of ultimate reality. It's a step towards awakening.
Precisely. And that brings us to the challenge of reconciling these illusions with the truth. For a mind convinced of its separation from God, this can be a difficult leap.
Right. How can something feel so real yet be an illusion at the same time?
That's the paradox, isn't it? But Lesson 99 offers a solution, this divine plan that gently undoes the illusions without attacking the ego's belief system.
And this plan originates from a thought of God.
Yes, it's not about force or punishment, it's about love and gentle correction.
And the Holy Spirit plays a crucial role in all of this.
Absolutely. The Holy Spirit is the holder of this plan, guiding us back to truth despite our belief in time and separation.
So even though the plan comes from a timeless source, it operates within the context of our perceived reality.
Exactly. The Holy Spirit meets us where we are and helps us shift our perspective gradually.
And that shift is facilitated by a specific thought. This idea that salvation is my only function here.
Right, it's a powerful declaration. It encapsulates both salvation and forgiveness, reminding us of our true purpose and the unreality of suffering as God's will.
And we are entrusted with this plan alongside the Holy Spirit. We have an active role to play in our own salvation.
Absolutely. It's not a passive process. We are called to practice this idea to experience the freedom it offers.
And that involves a deep level of forgiveness, not just of others, but also of ourselves and even of God.
Yes, forgiving the thought that God willed suffering is essential for dismantling the ego's framework of fear and separation.
It's about recognizing that God is love and nothing else.
Precisely. And this recognition leads to the realization of our oneness with God, the understanding that we are His Son, whole and complete.
And the lesson provides specific instructions for deepening this understanding. The longer practice periods emphasize repetition of the key thought: salvation is my only function here, alongside seeking guidance from the Holy Spirit.
Yes, it's about immersing ourselves in this idea, allowing it to permeate our thoughts and actions.
And ultimately, it's about recognizing that nothing can stand against the power of this truth. No matter how convincing the illusions may seem, they cannot withstand the reality of God's love.
Right, they simply melt away in the face of true forgiveness.
So let's bring this down to earth a bit. Imagine you're in a situation where you feel personally attacked or criticized. Maybe someone makes a comment that triggers your insecurities, and you find yourself reacting defensively. How can this understanding of salvation as our only function help us in such moments?
In those moments, it's so easy to get caught up in the ego's narrative of threat and victimhood. But the lesson reminds us to shift our focus inward, to recognize that our true function is not to engage in conflict, but to correct the misperception that we are under attack.
So instead of trying to defend ourselves or retaliate, we turn to forgiveness.
Exactly. Forgiveness becomes the tool for dismantling the illusion of harm. It's about acknowledging that the other person's words, however hurtful they may seem, do not have the power to diminish our inherent worth.
And the mantra, salvation is my only function here, becomes a powerful reminder in those moments.
Absolutely. It brings us back to our true purpose, which is to release the belief in separation and embrace the reality of love.
So, in a way, forgiveness becomes the act of salvation itself. It's the key to unlocking the door to inner peace.
You could say that, yes. By forgiving, we release the hold that the illusion has on us, and we step closer to realizing our true identity as the Son of God.
This has been such an illuminating discussion. Lesson 99 really provides a powerful framework for understanding the core message of the course. It emphasizes the importance of recognizing illusions, embracing forgiveness, and ultimately realizing our oneness with God.
I agree. It's a profound reminder that our true function lies not in the external world, but in the inner transformation of our minds.
So as we conclude this deep dive, I invite you to reflect on how the principle of salvation is my only function here resonates with your own experiences. Consider those moments where you find yourself reacting to perceived threats or injustices. How might a shift in perspective, embracing forgiveness as the correction of a misperception, offer a path to a more peaceful response? And what implications does this understanding of your sole function being salvation hold for your daily interactions and your overall sense of well-being?